Hello everyone, welcome. Happy Saturday. Alright, so we're continuing our writing, 2,000 more words. Our goal is to hit 16,000 today. We are rewriting a novel called Crimson Queen. Initially, it was only 30,000 words, so we're trying to add 60,000 words to it. So by the end of Camp NaNoWriMo, I should have about 90,000 words in this novel. At least that's the goal. So we, to recap, it's a lot of recap. The town of Kanya has missing people. Our main character, Lucinda, tries to figure out what's going on, but she kind of gets into trouble, and the authorities basically try to pin everything on her, like she's behind all the disappearances, because, you know, she's been there at the wrong time. And so a holy knight and a holy priest came for some religious ceremony, and they've been caught up in all of this. Currently, during one of the festivities, one of the little orphans got captured, and Lucinda, or not captured, kidnapped, and Lucinda went to go after them. She got captured too. Michael was able to find Lucinda, and now she's helping him and the other two soldiers find the missing people. I think that's where we're at. I did have to go back and change a few things, especially since Captain Journey and Ethan are there. Originally, I didn't include them in the first draft, so this is the second draft, and we included more characters because right now we had, like, in the original, I think we had a total assembly of like 6 characters, and I'm like, well, it's fantasy, it's dark fantasy, we need more than that. And of course, we needed the word count, so more people, yay. Alright, so right now, Lucinda has led Captain Journey, Ethan, and Michael to the missing people. They keep asking her, hey, how do you know? And she's like, it's just a feeling, I'm sorry. She's also suffering from a deadly disease at this time, and it will be revealed later, actually. So I'm gonna hold off on the surprise. Alright, so, they actually have people down there. There's 20 of them that they can see. Lucinda is currently snuggled underneath a blanket because it's turning right outside, and she doesn't very like the light. Alright. So Ethan's not sure about all these people being alive. The vampires took them. Vampires don't keep their victims alive. How did you get here? Michael called down. Save us, said a voice. Others joined in. They were in no position to answer. So it's like, yeah, they want to ask questions, but these people have been down there in a hole, and, you know, they're not really going to be answering questions right now. They're a bit traumatized. There you go, I can speak today. Man, it's so crazy that it's Saturday. I was like, oh, it's Saturday again. I feel like I'm totally forgetting the days of the week over the summer. Just get them out first. Then we can ask them questions. Yeah, because he's like, yeah, they're not going to be answering much. Together, he and Michael lifted the metal gate off the pole. Ethan fell to his stomach and stuck his hand out. I'll pull you up, Ethan said. Okay. Yeah, so they're lifting them out. Alright, so then it took okay. There's some parts of this that I've already written before, like today, so I'm like, I had a different document up. I'm using that as part of it too. Recognizing moment for the first hand to grab his. The hand felt small. Alice, Ethan pulled them up, discovering it was a young boy, a bit younger than him. Captain Journey. Oh wait. Gotta make a new paragraph. Pull the boy up the rest of the way. Dirt covered the boy's face. He stood, but after a few steps, he collapsed. Ethan rambled back, letting Michael and Captain Journey take care of the rest. He leaned against a tree, a wave of nausea, because he's also feeling ill when they're around. Rolled across his stomach. Yeah, because he was feeling the same when Lucinda was found, and he's feeling the same now, but it's not as bad, I suppose. One by one, missing folk were pulled to the surface. Captain Journey wiped sweat from his brow. His hair stuck to his forehead and are they wearing armor? I don't think they are. I'll need to go back and check. When the last of them had been rescued, he allowed himself a moment of allowed himself a short break. Michael. Let's see, what would he be doing? Wiped dust from his hands. There was an hour. There was less than an hour before dawn. They should be able to find their way back to Kanya. Oh, excuse me. I feel like it's been a long day, even though it really hasn't. I wasn't able to take a nap today. I was super busy. Okay, so they're gonna be on their way back. And then I think the sheriff is gonna meet them halfway. Gotta look through my notes first. I did a couple of changes, and I want to make sure that's, you know, kept the way it should. Like, I don't want it to be the same. Okay, so I had it where as they're rescuing them, they have to fight, but I don't know if that's going to happen. It could be like a sign. You know, they're suspicious that it's all is quiet and no one was like guarding the missing people. And then when everything hits the fan, they realize, oh, this is why it was so easy to free them. I think that's how I'm gonna keep it. And I'll just like include a line that said, no wonder it was this easy, right? It was all part of the plan. Back to Kanya. Michael announced. Anyone who can't walk on their own, find someone to help you. We need to leave. Michael took the lead with Ethan and Captain Journey in the back. He stopped to scoop Lucinda. If they were attacked, there was nothing they could do. The townsfolk had nothing to defend themselves with. Captain Journey and Ethan wouldn't be able to handle any ghouls themselves. and I look down at the cupboard. He couldn't leave her out of his sight anymore. Because he knows what's happening. Nobody else does, which is why he kind of covered her up, but different reason altogether as well. Despite Michael's agitation, the woods stayed silent. More often than he liked, the townsfolk rested. Some leaned against trees while others crawled across the ground. Many of them were young. Too young. But Briar was not among them. Well, I'm going to underline this because I don't know if Michael would know who Briar is. Okay. I'm not that I'm bored or anything, but I feel like I'm just constantly yawning. I don't know, something about Saturdays that make it feel so lazy. Oops. Okay, once the break was over, Michael picked up the pace as he saw a familiar road. He breathed a sigh of relief when the rundown barn came into view. A shadow appeared down the road. The group tensed. Hello there. Whitman. That would have been bad if I typed something else. Called out. Sir Michael, is that you? Behind him were a group of guards. But then again, Lucinda said it wasn't them, but honestly, it could be it's not, it could be two groups. Yeah, because Lucinda was underneath, well, when she followed Briar, kidnapped Briar, she found a different group that she didn't recognize. So maybe this group in the forest was a different one. Yeah, okay, but They're underground. The other group was too far away. They would never make it there on time. It was better to save the ones that they could. There we go. So there, I have it where there is two groups, so that way there's no confusion of like, well, I thought they were, you know, they weren't part of Kanya. But yeah, there's gonna be two groups. I hope I'll make that clear. Once I read through it, I think I'll have to like really keep an eye out on that one. Otherwise, it's like, you know, it's not gonna make sense. Alright, so at the site of their missing family, or family members, or some of their missing family members, the guards ran past the sheriff. Michael moved past them, grouping onto Lucinda. You have great luck, Sheriff Whitman said. We found our missing townsfolk. What of Lucinda? Michael hesitated. Ooh, maybe he lies. I think it's better if he lies. Let's see. Not a word. Not a word, or... Didn't see her with the group, he said. We need to get these people to safety. I'm sure Father Bennett would be delighted to provide them with succor. Am I using that word correctly? Well, with assistance, yeah, I think it makes sense. So Michael lied, but he didn't really lie because he told them, hey, no, Lucinda wasn't with the group, which is true. She wasn't there with them. He didn't say he found her on her own, because Sheriff Whitman knows what happened and Michael knows what happened, but they're both trying to like hide it from each other. Because Michael knows that Lucinda suspects the sheriff. So he hasn't really decided what to believe, but he believes her, but at the same time it's kind of like, I don't know. Both men looked at each other like, I think I know you're lying, but alright. Let's get them to safety. Sheriff Whitman agreed. The trek into Kanya was quick. The trail of people walked up to the church where a messenger had gone on ahead, and the people of Kanya waited for their relatives. At the sight of the victims, the two groups rushed at each other, tears in their eyes. Father David Father Bennett marched towards Michael. "We will have words," the priest said under his breath. "You disobeyed your superior." Father David walked up beside him. He looked at Michael and then at the figure, I should say, in his arms. "Now isn't the time," the holy priest said. "We have people to attend to." "But we will discuss your actions." Oh, there we go. Alright, so let's see. Going back to my plot. "Dawn Mother be praised," Ethan cried out. "With Father David's and Father Bennett's prayers, we were able to find the missing people." So basically, Ethan knows. And Michael's in trouble, so he's like, "Oh, praise them." So basically, even though Michael disobeyed, ultimately they were gonna, the priest will have like all the praises themselves, because it was like, oh no, Michael was just following what they told him to do. So it's like they can't really get mad at him in front of people, because it was like all part of the plan. The town, let's see, called out in praise. Or raised their voices. Trying to add to the workout, adding like so many other words. Like Cusco's poison, the poison for Cusco. I love that meme. It's how it's like when we try to write anything, we just trying to say it in the most words possible. "I'll be in the medical wing," Michael said. He bowed and departed. Well, before that, let me see. How are we in chapter 10? Oh, okay. Chapter 10 was like page 46, half of that. You know what? I think Otto is still gonna be there. And he and Michael are going to like put Lucinda somewhere where no one else can like find her. So they'll work together, because in the original I had like Michael doing all this stuff by himself. It's like, yeah, let's divide a lot of the tasks among other people. On the way there, he bumped into Otto. The news spreads fast. Herbalist said, "Did you find Lucinda? What if the boy?" Michael nodded towards figure in his arms. She needs help. Otto pulled the cloak and saw Lucinda's feverish, pale face underneath. Sucked in a deep breath. Take her to the room, he said. It was mostly used for storage before making her, before turning into her prison room. Many still don't dare to visit, lest they incur the wrath of Father Bennett. Michael wasted no time in taking her to the room. It was small enough to serve their purposes. It can be open from the other side, but they can like it only opens one way. So it's like they can barricade it if they needed to. He put her on the cot. And then gently removed Crimson Queen from his back. He leaned the sword against the wall. Glanced at her and couldn't stop the guilt crawling in his belly. I mean, so yeah, because part of him does feel guilty. It's like he should have like found her earlier, but like at the same time, there's so many forces going on in Kanya that it's like, who do you believe? There was only one thing left to do, and he wasn't sure if he could do it. There were so many unanswered questions. A fist pounded on the door. Warily. Is that tirely or like? Yeah, cautiously. Michael opened it. Otto pushed himself in and immediately got to work. He mixed a few herbs together. With turning them into paste. He rubbed I'm not sure what he's gonna do, but he's trying to like slow down the process. And he was in the army with Lucinda's dad, Brendan, and so he's some of this like they've seen it happen before, so he's trying to like slow it down. On her arms and across her forehead. What are you doing? Michael asked. Okay, but before that, he reached there's a lot of he's, but we'll change that too. For his dagger. It was small, but it would do the work. There was no need for a violent act. Okay, we added that. Otto glanced at him. Put that away. He snapped. Not all is lost. Michael glanced down at his weapon. It is the only solution. Okay. Let's see, that's how you may have done it before. Otto said, done it now. But during my service, Brendan and I learned a few things about vampires. None of which the church approves of, mind you. They keep it from the rest of the folk to gain control over their fear. If the church is the only thing protecting them from vampires. Otto. But I'm not arguing. Otto continued. This will slow down the infection. Might be able to cure her if we're lucky. He says cure. I don't know. I don't know if I want to use that word. Save her if we're lucky. There's nothing to save someone from infection. Many have tried none have succeeded. The Dawn Church prohibits such experiments on the victims. It's better to give them a painless death and humiliation. I will try to save her. Are you helping or not? Michael shook his head. I'll do what must be done. Other than that, you're on your own. Yeah, because he still has his beliefs. Like, yeah, he'll lie and all that. Kind of lie and disobey, but at the end of the day, you know, disobeying him, or Father David had him find the missing people. So it's like, he did good. You know, good came out of his actions. But now it's kind of like, he can't go beyond. He can't like keep crossing the line. I'll be outside if you need me. Michael, okay. The Holy Night. He pulled up a stool and heavily sat on it, dagger resting across his thigh. Groaning, he leaned back against the wall. Yeah, because he's just tired. Alright, so now, like, all that excitement happened, and now we kind of have to, like, slow it down a bit. Like, so much happened. So now it's like, okay, take a breather. Okay. So we're gonna add a new scene here where it's like evening, probably, you know, a couple hours has gone. He hasn't heard anything from Otto. All the other people have like gone home. They're taking care of the families. Those that were injured kind of stayed, but most of them already went home. So let's put like, let's have it where like they're eating. You know, it's just Michael, Ethan, the other men of the escort. They're just like, oh man, you know, when we came here, we didn't expect all this action and excitement. Michael's eyes. He dabbed a piece of fresh bread into his potato soup and and took a huge bite. You okay there? Captain Journey asked, slurping his food or his soup. Yeah, there we go. So they're relaxing now. Like the calm before the storm. Their temporary barracks had gotten a lot smaller. It had moved to some rooms had been cleared for them. One in particular had turned into a small dining area. They gathered around a large rectangular table, eating food. Sister Evelyn and Lieutenant Taylor had brought over. There you go. Michael glanced across the room. Ethan had barely touched his food, while Maynard and Torvik silently ate in their own corners. Okay, so now a response. Enjoying the food. How are you holding up? Captain. Good as I can be. You did good work. Lost good men. We'll take them with us. They deserve a rest in the capital. They would like that. Don't know what I'll tell their families. Always the hardest part. Alright, so maybe now they can like kind of talk about like, hey, what are you gonna do with Lucinda? Okay, so what about Miss Rosewater? The kid said the boy, missing boy, didn't come back. I don't know. I mean, he can admit it. Otto thinks he can do something. As for the boy, he won't know anything until we question the people. They've all gone home. Father Bennett gave the all clear. Those who were too injured stayed here. Oh no, not father. I think sheriff. How about told them to go home? You question them? Can't tell. But hard to tell. Michael leaned forward, resting his elbows on the table. There we go. Alright, so it's I'm like having to talk through it so that way it makes sense. Okay. So, taking a look at my plot, we're moving quite well. We're almost at the end of Act 2. And then we have Act 3 coming up. And honestly, it might not be enough for like 60,000 words this month. But I will be coming back. Well, I don't know about coming back, but I'll definitely be going through the actual story and adding more details to it and a lot more scenes. Like there's huge parts that I could clarify on it, and that's probably what the plan will be. Because right now we're ending Act 2 in like chapter 11. And then that's like its own chapter of anything. And then 12 and the rest are like Act 3. But we still have a long way to go though. But there's definitely a lot that we might have to go back and add if we do finish quicker than I thought. I'll take care of. Autumn may be against it, but we can't leave her like that. Think we're packing up soon? Like they're leaving? Yeah, there's gonna be something else going on. We saved the miss. Oh. David, but something ritual ceremony? I think it's ceremony. No reason for us to stay any longer. Cleanse. It has to be a capital letter. Like, stop that. Like, I know what I'm doing. Oh wow. Okay, so we're actually approaching 16,000 soon. Actually. Ooh. Thought I broke my headphones there for a second. And we're like approaching an hour, or we're at an hour, so that's like the fastest running we've done. But I did mention I started earlier today as well, because you know I just got that hit of inspiration. Like, I want to take advantage of those moments where it's like, oh hey, you really want to write? Okay, go ahead and write. Otherwise, you know, I don't want it to go away. I'll let the boys know. I'm sure they'll be happy to get home. A small fist pounded on the door to the dining room. Michael opened the door and Finn burst through. His face was red. Sir Michael, he heaved. It's Otto. He needs help. Michael didn't think twice. He grabbed his... Oh my goodness, if I can spell... And hurried after the boy. Dun dun dun. Chapter 11. I believe. Chapter 11. Yep. So then... It's evening at this point. Yeah, because it would be like a huge day. Like a couple of hours of rest, and they're like, hey, we're going home. Michael hurried down the corridor. The torch's light made shadows dance across the stone walls. I feel like at this point I just have to describe everything that's happening, because A, it does give us the word count, and B, like, you need to describe it, especially not all the time, I guess, but in my case I haven't described a lot of the things, how they look or anything, and so I'll have to go back and include it anyways. And I think I'd rather like delete words than keep adding, because the word count isn't there for the genre. That's the big issue. Speaking of which, I know a lot of fantasy books are like what, 90,000 words give or take, from 80 to 100,000. I feel like a lot of uh authors can get away with a lot of words when they're like established. So let me take a look. Dark fantasy word count. So average fantasy should have between 50 to 150. Of course, it depends on the category. Okay, so some are saying you should keep your word count below 90,000 words. But I mean, even if if we hit 70 or 80, that's fine too. I just need to get to that point, and I had 30. So even if 60,000 words impossible, I still have some to like cut off. Yeah, I'm thinking 80,000 would be okay. Because we're not doing epic fantasy. It's not really an adult fantasy novel. It's more like YA dark fantasy, just because of like the age. And yeah, mostly young adult is like less than 90,000. So if it's just fantasy, it should be fine. I mean, it really depends. But there's like some YA fantasy novels over 100,000 words. So there's that. I mean, still 90,000 words is not bad for, for a YA fantasy. But then again, it's I only am keeping the word count in mind because of the genre. Like because it's fantasy, it does need to be, I feel like, on the longer side. And then I feel like I am gonna self-publish, so maybe I really don't have to worry about the agent saying, hey, it's too short. But then it's like, it's fantasy, you expect a bigger chunk, and I do want to describe more of the world. So for now, 90,000 words is fine. If we go over, that's great. If we're a little bit under, we're like proofreading and all that stuff before, and editing, and probably more rewriting before all is said and done. So it might grow again. Who knows? Alright, so we have about, I think, 100 words left. So let's get to where we need to. So, before they reached the room, Michael sent Finn back to the dormitories with the command of not leaving the room until the next morning. Like the boys and the dormitories are like, just stay inside. When he knocked, Otto immediately opened the door. Getting worse, Otto said. Never seen an infection this strong before. Oh, hang on. His weapons, it should be, because he's not gonna like use his sword. I'll use a dagger. There we go. Michael glanced at Lucinda. She was no longer moving, and her breaths came every few seconds, I guess we can call that. Okay. We turn to Otto. You've done all you could. Brendan would know that. I'll take care of it. Otto glanced at Lucinda. His expression saddened. Hate to see her go like this. You've done all you could, Michael repeated. Go. I'll tell you when it's done. Okay, there we go. So, when he turned back to Lucinda, their eyes met. You saved the people, he said, approaching. You can rest now. There's you began. Okay, well, before that, he drew his dagger from his belt. And then that's where we're gonna leave the chapter, or the writing for today. We just started chapter 11, so we're at 16,040 words. So it's actually not that bad. So now we're gonna go over to the website, Camp NaNoWriMo. It's nanowrimo.org, and update it. Oops, so it's 1640. What? No, it's 16. Oops. There we go. We're 27%. My goodness. Alright, we might not need to hit all 2,000 words, but I think there's like one day where we can like take a break and it'll be okay. Yeah, I think it's like a day that will be okay without writing. But for now, I think this would be a good place to end it. It's not really taking me that long to write anymore. Like before, I think it was just starting out and streaming it was a little, you know, it was new, so I wasn't used to it. But now I think it's easier now, and so I think overall, it's been going good. I think we're doing a great job. So I think I'll be back tomorrow with streaming. That, or we might just take a break from it again. Just, you know, in general. But we'll still be writing. I think that, I don't know. It depends on errands I have to do. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I hope to catch you guys later. Bye.